Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Powerful Creators Mentoring. Are you ready to manifest rapid growth in your business or sales career? Head on over to powerfulcreators.net/mentoring. Enter promo code MENTOR96, all caps, and get 96% off your first mentoring session. Today's show is also brought to you in part by Naked Warrior Recovery. I have been on a personal health journey to improve myself, and after stumbling across Naked Warrior's Happy Berry energy drink with all the good vitamins and electrolytes that give you great balance and mental clarity without the junks and jitters that other brands give you, I personally can't get enough of Naked Warrior energy drink powder. It tastes like happy berries too. Click the link in the bio, type in promo code JBolton at checkout for 20% off.
Welcome to the Josh Bolton Show, where we dive into interesting and inspiring conversations. And now, your host, Josh Bolton.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Josh?
Doing pretty good.
How was your nap?
It was very good. I got home from work and I did a workout with my mom, and halfway through the workout, I'm yawning. I'm like, I think I need a nap after this.
What kind of workout did you guys do?
So we did this Pilates yoga thing my mom found in Payo from Beachbody. It's good. I'm not going to knock Pilates anymore. Let's put it that way.
You know what? I took Pilates back in 7th grade, back in middle school. But do you know why I took Pilates in 7th grade?
No, why did you?
Because all the chicks were taking it.
Hey, you were thinking big brain back then.
Oh yeah, not because I was interested in Pilates. No.
Big brain.
Me and my couple of buddies decided to try out Pilates because we were so interested in Pilates when we were 13 years old.
You're like, oh, these chicks wear awesome outfits. Let's go to Pilates.
Yeah, that's what pretty much it. That was like one of the, I guess, like classes, for phys ed that was available. So we took Pilates.
There you go, smart man.
Yeah. Speaking of, it's been a couple of weeks since we spoke. So, how's your sugar thing? Are you cutting down? What's going on?
Yeah, it's gone down. Like maybe 5 grams at worst for the day because I can't fully cut it out, like eating like berries and stuff. But yeah, I've noticed the fat's just shedding off like crazy. Not like
Really?
I don't think it's going to be the miracle 25 pounds in a month, but it's coming off pretty consistent. Like the shorts I'm wearing, usually they're tight. Now it's kind of like I really need to tighten it up kind of thing.
So since we spoke for the first time about 2 weeks ago, how much weight do you think you dropped in a 2-week period?
So when we talked, I was around like 278. Now I'm around like 274, 273.
So it's about 5 pounds.
Yeah.
But I mean, could definitely do better. I mean, I think
I think that's about my limit for a 2-week stretch.
Really?
I think that's just my limit because I'm packing on muscle like crazy too. So I
Oh,
might have lost a lot of body fat, but I can't tell with all the fat, the muscle I'm putting on.
So you also been focused on weight training as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you probably lost more like 10 pounds of fat.
Maybe.
Okay, yeah. I didn't realize you were weight training. That's all I did.
Yeah, a lot of it's body weight, a lot of push-up and stuff. I'm gonna go get some. Actually, it's funny. Either today or tomorrow, I'm gonna go over to Walmart and pick up some dumbbells and just to have my room. I canceled my gym membership completely. We've been having way too many COVID cases for me to be like, it's safe. No, it's not. So
really, is there a lot in California? It sounds like.
Yeah, we're in California really divided. So we have like half of California is like Texas, just don't tell us what the hell to do. We'll pay our taxes kind of thing. And the other half is just like, we are the sheep and you are the shepherd. And I'm for some reason that weird guy in the middle going like, can't you guys just see the same thing for once? So
no, I mean, because I know I'm relatively healthy, but I had COVID back in December 2020. I got back from Miami. I was in Miami on vacation. My mom also lives in Florida. So she was on the Gulf Coast. I was in Miami for a couple of days. So I got back, and a couple of days later, COVID hit me. Yeah, like I had no energy, I had headache. But 2 days later, by the time I got tested, I was back to normal. So I'm like, what's a big freaking deal? I was like, why is everybody paying? But if you're not healthy, if you're older, I can imagine, like, if I was older, I was not as healthy, like, it would have hit me much harder.
Well, yeah, and I got it in the same time frame too. But mine, I started joke with my guests. I'm like, I don't know. It's not the original Alpha strain, but it's not the Delta one that was like everyone was freaking out. It's the weird B or C Greek letter. We don't know which one those are. They're not even cool, anyways.
Well, recently I read an article saying, like, in a lot of countries in Europe, they're treating COVID as a flu, basically.
Yeah. And then now it is at that point you could treat it, but no, when I got it, I literally this is why I started the show, is I was convulsing on the floor and everyone's yelling at me to move, and I pretty much couldn't breathe. I was beyond winded, just laying on the floor, like, twitching. And then as I'm leaving, the district manager comes in and yells at me for leaving early. And essentially I pulled the whole, because this is when the American government was paying like $600 a week to stay at home. And I'm like, dude, good luck convincing someone to come scrub shit off your toilet for $14.40 an hour when the government's paying triple that.
Especially when you're in California, and cost of living is ridiculous there.
Yeah.
Because you're near LA, right?
Yeah, near LA.
Yeah, I like LA. I've been there a couple of times. I actually wouldn't mind living there eventually, but I do like LA. Cool.
Yeah, it's expensive though. You need at least a trade job to barely get by. So like 25-30 an hour just for you.
Yeah, I mean, my goal is to get beyond that.
Oh, of course, all of us are.
I'm working. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why we're doing this in the first place. You have a podcast. I'm a guest, so that's the reason why we do this.
Yeah, gives people an introduction to you and all that. So I'm actually kind of liking that intro. Let's give a little background for those who don't know you and what's going on.
Good idea. Well, okay. So my name is Max Houston. I'm a image consultant, but really I call myself a men's style consultant because 99% of my clients are male. I do give advice to women, but I don't really specialize in women's style because it's a lot more complicated than men's, but I can pretty much take any average guy and make him look 10 times better. So that being said, I take men to the mall shopping, they have dates coming up, if they have important work meetings coming up, and just want to feel more confident because the clothes we wear, our style can make a huge impact on how we feel and our confidence. So I take a guy, I put him in the right outfit, and he feels 10 times better than he normally would because most guys are, clueless to say the least when it comes to style and looking very good and sharp without taking over the top. I'm not going to take an average guy and make him look like a runway model because then he's going to feel too uncomfortable. So there's definitely a balance and fine line to this.
Yeah, there is. I want to say, if you put me on a runway model in the current state outfit, I'd wear it, but I'd be like, damn, this is like, this is screaming attention. I don't need that right now.
Yeah, the whole thing, what I say is like, you want to dress sharp without grabbing too much attention. You don't want to be center of attention, and you can still look sharp without screaming. Like, for example, like a lot of guys who wear cologne, they put too much on, and you can smell them from a mile away. That's not good type of attention. So while at night smell cologne is very important, and it can get good attention if you overapply it, then it can be overwhelming, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, maybe 1, 2, but like far away, put on your wrist and rub it in kind of thing.
I recommend 3 to 4 sprays. So one thing I do want to correct you on that, you don't want to rub it because what happens if you spray, let's say, cologne on one of your wrist and you rub the second one, it's going to actually destroy cologne particles. So therefore, it's going to lessen the effect. You don't want to spray, so I recommend 3 to 4 sprays. So you want to do a spray on each side of your neck and a spray on each wrist and 4 sprays. And if you want to go a bit heavier, you might want to spray, one on your chest as well.
Okay, so if like pec, consider the chest kind of thing?
Yeah, like right in between your pecs.
Okay, cool.
So 4 to 5 sprays. If you're going to be a longer day, you want to last longer, you want to do 5 sprays on an average day. 4 is good. Like I said, 1 on each side of your neck and 1 on your wrist. And perhaps, like I said, if you want to be a bit more scent for the day, you might want to spray 1 on front of your neck or a little bit all between your pecs.
Okay, cool. What are some other tips maybe that, like you said, us men are not so in tune to like that? I didn't know. I always did on the fabric. I'm like, oh, well, now I guess I'll put it on before I put my shirt on.
You never want to put it in the fabric. And here's another tip I would like to give everyone. This is
Okay.
important. So when we go shopping for cologne, we go to the department store, we go to Sephora, wherever it is, the clerks at the store, the sales associates will spray the cologne, the perfume on a little card and give it to you. You never want to test that way because everybody, each and every one, single one of us has different chemistry. So what might smell good on me is not going to smell good on you, and vice versa, because of different chemistry. So you always want to apply when you test the cologne at the store. Always apply to your wrist because then you can get a better sense, better idea how it's going to smell on you. I'll give you an example. About 10 years ago, I worked at a grocery store, and what happened was one of my coworkers was incredible, like one of the best colognes I ever smelled was Burberry. Can't remember the name of it now, but it was Burberry. It smelled incredible on him. I bought it myself. It smelled horrible on me. It smelled like, I don't know, like a chemical on me because it didn't mix well with my chemistry. So that being said, it's super important to test on yourself and never do it on the card because that's what every single associate at a store will do. They will put it on the card and give it to you.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, good smell. Yep.
Yeah, like for me, I can't find it anymore. I found a cologne Curve. It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty well known, but for some reason in California, it's really hard to find it. And if you buy it but if you buy it online, it's like, oh yeah, you can get it for like $40, and it's like, I'm not paying that much, kind of thing. Yeah, it's just that one smelled fantastic on me, but
Curve,
other people.
Curve is really hard to go wrong with. So Curve, for the price, it's very hard to beat. It smells great almost anybody. I used to use Curve. I haven't used it in a while. But yeah, I like how it's refreshing, it's clean, and it's simple, and it's not offensive. Like I've never met anybody who told me you don't smell good. Like so Curve, like for the price, that's actually, I almost forgot about that one because it's been for like half a decade since I used it. But now that you remind me, I might have to get another
I would say we
bottle.
both are going to go out and get some now.
Yeah, easy going. Great smelling colognes.
Yeah,
Curve.
I used Curve and then a deodorant, the Gillette Cool Wave.
Oh my God. So one tip is, so I used the Cool Wave for a long time, for at least half a decade. I love how it smelled. It was very effective, but you have to be careful because a lot of those deodorants have antiperspirant in it, which basically clog up your skin and could potentially lead to cancer, skin cancer. So if you can, unless you sweat persistently, I would not use it.
And that was actually one of them why I stopped using it. I know it's one of those, I've gotten older and acne's not consistent unless like now with mask, I get nose acne. But I just noticed in my armpit, I would just have tons of zits, and I'm just sitting there going like, okay, this is not good. If it's just that many coming up.
Oh yeah. That's one thing I stopped using. But there are many deodorants out there that are very effective. You don't want to use like all natural ones because then they have no effect. Do you want an hour or two? But there are many good deodorants. I mean, Dove is one of them. Dove comes in antiperspirant, but also deodorant by itself. That's the one I would go with. It's effective, it smells good, and it's not going to cause irritation.
Yeah. For me, my one buddy told me before we stopped talking for some reason, he highly recommend because he used to use the same thing because it smelled good on him, the Cool Wave. And then he stopped and switched to something else. And I'm like, hey, just curious, because like I would hang out at his house and I'd go in his restroom and I'd see his stuff. I said, why'd you switch deodorants? He's like, oh, the Cool Wave has like he said whatever chemical
Aluminum probably.
Yeah, I think it was aluminum, but it was something else. And he said your armpit's a great receiver of that, and that's going to give you like dementia and cancer. And I'm like, well, you don't have to tell me twice. I'm switching.
Yeah, and I haven't stopped and think it. Like most of the guys, they're not going to be unless you're working on a hot summer day in a field, 100 degrees, and you're sweating. Like you don't really need one for like an average sanitary lifestyle. You don't really need a antiperspirant anymore. Most of the deodorants are going to get a trick. Like I said, I've tried some that were like all natural, and I'm not a heavy sweater by any stretch of imagination, but I do have a pretty active lifestyle. I exercise a lot. I walk a lot. But even still, then I don't need an antiperspirant because of deodorant. takes care of everything.
Yeah, same here. So then let's just say, being the fashion guy that you are, for the image consulting, let's say hypothetically someone's sitting here going like, okay, that's great. I got a hot date with a gorgeous gal or partner. What do I wear? What would be a basic recommendation, just a go-to outfit that you would recommend to them?
It really depends. It's like there's no one answer to that. It depends on the occasion. Where you're going. Are you going to a swanky steakhouse? Are you going to something a little bit lower key? Are you going to a bar? So it really depends on the situation. So if you can give me a situation, what's a date, what's the occasion, then I can give you more of an accurate answer for that.
Let's say it's not like high-end fancy steak house, but it's not Denny's. It's like that perfect in between, or the bar.
Okay, so you also want to have a nice pair of shoes because a woman always notice shoes first. So obviously, I recommend never wearing same sneakers you'd wear to the gym. It's just something you don't care, you didn't put any effort. So I would avoid. Now, speaking of sneakers, you can get a nice pair of fashion sneakers. They have so many different brands make them. I think even Adidas makes them as well. But you can get fashion sneakers or leather. They look cool, and you can pull them off with pretty much everything. So, for example, when I travel, I still wear them because I can go out to a nice dinner in them, but I can also hit the gym at the hotel in them. So I would wear nice, pair of loafers, fashion sneakers. Cole Hand makes really good wingtips. Then for the pants, I would not wear light wash jeans with holes in them on a date. But I do love jeans, and I usually wear dark wash jeans. Again, because you can dress them up, you can dress them down, so they serve multiple purposes. So you can wear that, or you can wear a nice pair of chinos.
What's that?
I recommend chinos, like khaki chinos.
Oh, okay.
Khaki chinos, yeah. Again, you can dress them up, you can dress them down. If it's a cooler day outside, I would probably wear like a nice V-neck sweater.
Okay.
Same fit dark wash jeans or a nice pair of chinos. And perhaps if it's somebody a bit fancier, I would potentially throw a sport coat over a sport short or a V-neck sweater with chinos. So like I said, the important thing, don't wear light wash jeans, have holes in them, don't wear sports sneakers, and don't wear a t-shirt.
I learned that the hard way when I was dating. And it wasn't like, and it got direct feedback or anything like you, where now like I could look up a show and just be like, okay, what's going on? What did I do wrong? I would be, for the ladies listening in, I'd be that weirdo that message, what did I do wrong? I get it. You're done. You're ghosting me. Can you just tell me exactly what I did wrong? And I'll just shut the hell up. They were like, this is weird, but okay, here you go. And they tell me everything. And that was one of them was fashion. So I was like, okay. My later on, what I started to do, if I actually can confirm a date and she didn't ghost me, I'd actually go buy like a nice pair of jeans, a nice cheap but fashionable pair of shoes kind of thing. It'd be like everything would be under like $50. And then I suddenly had great success. And it was just like I was that weirdo. You're going, okay, I get it. You're done with me. But what did I do wrong? And then I'll just shut up.
And how would they usually be honest with you? Because I know girls don't want to hurt feelings. Normally. So.
Honestly, 9 times out of 10, they actually told me, because I told them, like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. If you don't tell me, it's actually going to hurt my feelings. So, exactly. Yeah, they're like, okay, sorry, this is where here's your checklist. So
that's awesome. Yeah, that's actually, and it takes a lot of confidence and courage to ask, because a lot of guys, they're so full of themselves, they're so proud that they will never ask, oh my God, how? But if you don't ask, you will never learn. And I'm one of those guys whose ego might be a bit too big to ask for the kind of feedback. So that's great, and I would recommend everyone to do that as well.
It takes a bit of humbleness to admit, okay, you messed up, learn from your failures. But yeah, that's one of them. One of my actually coworkers is going through like a breakup, and he's emotionally distraught. And I told him, my dude, I'm like, it was one of those I didn't even know yet. I'm like, I bet you it wasn't even you. It was, for some reason, she just wanted another person in her life. And then that's where he came back, and he's like, yeah, she did cheat. He's like, but I want to know why. I'm like, that one, that's an answer. Even if they tell you, it's not going to make sense. Essentially, it's the old cliche. It's not you, it's them. It's very true. Yeah. Just go with that and move on. So sorry, I just went on a tangent for no reason. For let's say now the guy with the bar, let's say the he doesn't want a fully all be like fancy like V shirt, but still the fancy shorts and jeans, shoes. Would for like a bar event, would a similar setup be what you would recommend to them?
I mean, honestly, like because we're not going to like like some of the fans are going to like you don't want to take your date
Like a microbrewery kind of thing.
Yeah, microbrew. Yeah, I mean, I would say perfect taxi for that would be if you live in the cold climate. If you're going, I love chacas. They're also known as desert boots. Oh my god.
Okay. Oh.
Cannot go wrong with those. So that's chacas. Chacas, yeah. A well-fitting dark wash jeans and a nice V-neck sweater or a sports short.
Oh, let's say someone's not into V-neck sweaters or sports shorts. Is there an alternative you can give them to that? Or like in my case, I don't actually have those either. I'm not against that.
I would wear a Hanley.
A Hanley?
No, I would wear a Hanley. Do you know what a Hanley is?
Is it like a polo?
So it's not like a polo because it doesn't have the actual color.
Okay.
But a Hanley can be a long sleeve, it can be a short sleeve, but it has like 3 or 4 buttons up top, and they tend to fit very well. It's kind of hard to describe, but the best way to describe it is think of like a t-shirt with 3 or 4 buttons. So again, it's not quite.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yes, that one I don't specifically have. It was when I was much bigger. Now I put it on. It's like this shirt. Everyone else can't see it. I'm wearing this like freaking cape of a shirt, kind of thing. But yeah, it was like this. So even if I wore it in public, it just would look weird.
Yeah, and you don't want to wear it on a date.
Oh God, no.
Perfect. But see, you and I might be laughing about it, but a lot of guys wouldn't think twice about it wearing. They'd be like, like I'm just going. Yeah. And see, that's like I love to emphasize this point. It's important. Girls gonna spend like an average girl's gonna spend hours, if not days, preparing for a date to look her best. She's gonna get her nails done, her hair done, her makeup done. She's gonna obsess over his outfit. And an average guy, what's he gonna do? He might take a shower.
Maybe an hour beforehand, pull themselves together.
An hour, 15 minutes to get together. So I mean, I'm thinking if I'm leaving you on a date with a girl I really like, and I know for a fact she is probably gonna put a lot of time, effort, energy into looking her best. So it would be disrespectful for me. I don't want to be Mr. Nice Guy, obviously, but I want to put some time and effort to look presentable. So I might get like a good haircut. I'm not gonna go get a manicure or anything like that, but I'm gonna put some thought into my outfit. What am I gonna wear? You gotta be proactive because the girls are almost always proactive when it comes to this.
Yeah, that's a big one. I just give people recommendation, even if you just got a cut last week, just go get another haircut and then go get a nice outfit because it's like you said, the shoes and hair are like the first thing they notice. Then it's eyes, and I think it's shirt and then pants. Like similar.
Yeah, and number one is shoes because the girls obsess over shoes and a lot of them have so many pairs. So I mean that's gonna. And what about speaking of haircuts? So for example, I don't get haircuts like every single week, but what I do is once a month I will get a full haircut, and then bi-weekly I will get a trim on the sides, kind of like a cleanup. Mm-hmm. So for example, say if you got a haircut last week and then you have this date unexpected pop up out of nowhere, you probably don't get a whole entire haircut again. But you can go to your barber or your salon and get a trim, kind of get a cleanup, and you're going to look great.
Yeah. For me, my hair grows wicked fast. So like Zoom makes it look like it's even, but there's like a lot of chunks that just like, we're going to grow really fast compared to everyone else.
Well, in that case, want to get a fresh
for me,
cut.
that's right. I recommend. I just always, if it's more than a week from the original cut, it's like, just go get another one kind of thing. But yeah, that's actually pretty good. That must be an out of California thing because I don't know of many barbers around here that like you could just get a trim for like maybe $10. It's always just a haircut price.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. In my case, it's like a chain barbershop. Very good, very good. By the way, it's not some of the super cuts or anything, but they charge I think $35. Yeah, they charge $35 for a full cut, and they get a trim for about $18. So once a month, I'll pay $35 for a full haircut. And then bi-weekly, usually every 2 weeks, I'll go for a trim, and that's $18.
Okay.
Yeah, you just got to ask.
Yeah, that's probably one they don't want to market because they don't want people in their seats for that. But okay.
Yeah.
Um, Interesting. So then what are some other tips or tricks I'm missing that us simple men are not catching on to?
Well, like often, like my main expertise is style, dressing well.
Mm-hmm.
But what's really important is you have to feel great, comfortable, confident in your own skin. You
Yes.
have to feel, you got to eat healthy. And I'm not saying you have to be a model with an 8-pack and 2% body fat, but you want to make sure you're in shape. You can climb a flight of stairs and you feel good in your own skin. Because really, yes, clothing is important. It has a huge impact on our confidence. But the way I like to look at it, clothing is nothing but a band-aid. So if you're really insecure and you have confidence problem and you don't feel good in your own skin, then clothes can only do so much. But once you feel good in your own skin, then clothes can make a huge difference.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm gonna say this cape over shirt is when I first started martial arts. That's why I wear it. It's just a reminder. Only around the house, because now if I wear it outside, it's like I look at the kid that's still dad's shirt and trying to run around. But yeah,
I'm sure that motivates you. I'm sure that motivates you because you're like, look how much progress I've made.
right. Yeah, that's the main reason. And because I think this is a 3X and I'm down to like lower end 2X or 1X. And yeah, it's just one of those as a reminder, like don't ever do that again. Don't get that big.
I'm actually really glad you brought up that size because that's important. A lot of fit issues can be solved by going a size down. When I say a size down, what I really mean is a lot of guys, because they want to feel bigger than they really are, especially smaller guys, if they really belong in the small, they're usually by a medium. If they belong in a medium, they're going to wear a large. So just by going a size down, again, it's not so black and white, but on average, I found many guys, like a lot of my clients, they normally go for a size up. I'm like, you definitely belong in a medium. Don't get a large. Or if you like a large, don't go for an extra large. That's exactly why you see so many guys wear baggy pants, baggy shirts. It doesn't fit them all.
Well, the reason I would wear baggy, whatever, was now I'm like, whatever, I make fun of it, but my chest had more of the man boob structure. So even if I would always joke, I need to wear a bra kind of thing. Because it was so bad. Now it's pulling in with the exercising and diet, but it's like it's still that I was bullied as a younger kid for wearing tighter, more cleaner fitting, but my body was just so weird proportions that I would just always get annihilated. So I just wear bigger ones because then they're going to comment about the shape.
Yep. So, and speaking of man boobs, I know it's coming from among many man boobs. I find a good way to solve this is I have a challenge for all of you who do have insecurity and struggle with that. I challenge you to do 100 push-ups every single day for the next 30 days. 100 push-ups.
Or
every day.
I would say I had a chat with a Navy SEAL, William Brenham, and he actually advocates for 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats every day. And that's just started. Then you go do your workout.
Yeah. I mean, if you can pull it off, more power to you. I mean, I can probably do it, but I've been working out most of my life. But I mean, like, start doing some push-ups in the basic. And, I just made a reel on Instagram about this. A lot of people say that, like, I'm too busy to work out. I don't have time, like I'm busy. I have kids, I have family. Now, I don't have kids or family, so it's easy for me to say. But I would say you don't have to spend 1, 2, 3 hours at the gym, 5, 6, 7 days per week. You can get a pretty good workout that will keep you in good shape.
For like 30 minutes, essentially a show.
Not even 30 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, get some push-ups and get some sit-ups and some planks, pull-ups, some wall sits for your legs. It doesn't have to be all full-blown out workout at a gym, like you will go hardcore for like 2 hours. No. You can get some dumbbells, get some resistance bands. I love resistance. I have a resistance band. I have a pull-up bar at home. So I'll see if I woke up, I overslept, and I still want to get my day started on the right note. I'll get a 5-10 minute push-up, pull-up, some planks workout in my living room.
Nice.
I don't have to go to the gym. I like going to the gym, of course. I can socialize a bit more. I can get better workout. But to stay in good shape, you don't need a gym. You don't need like a whole weight room. You just need your own body, do body weight exercises.
They're brutal. Like I was saying with the Pilates yoga thing, I'm not knocking it anymore because, man, I did a core workout today and I'm still a little like exhausted. It's hard for me to sit up. So I'm like leading here and there. but tomorrow is buns, and I've done it before last week, and my ass hurt for like 2-3 days afterwards. That's where I'm like, oh no, that one again. And it's literally just body weight, and that's it.
Yeah, body weight. The thing is, like, like I'm only 5'7", 5'8", so I'm a shorter guy. So what I noticed when I started to do weight training and a lot of it, and I go heavy, I tend to bulk up. So for anybody who doesn't want to bulk up, body weight exercises, calisthenics is incredible. And the benefit of that also is your body will be more proportionate, because I know a lot of guys, they'll focus more on chest and do bicep curls. So they isolate. So what happens over time is like your body does not proportional. But with body weight exercises, you work multiple muscle groups at the same time. So to give an example, if you're familiar, so when you do push-ups, for example, doing push-ups is more effective than doing bench press or dumbbell presses, because you're doing your core, you're doing your chest, you're doing your shoulders, your triceps, while you're still working those muscles. Not so much core, but yeah, while you're still working those muscle groups, when you do bench press, it isolates more, so therefore, like, you won't work your other muscle groups as well. Pull-ups are going to be more effective than like pull-downs as well. So like when you do body weight exercise, you're going to be targeting more muscle groups, so therefore your body's going to be stronger and more proportionate than when you isolate. So like even to this day, while in my early 20s, my late teenage years, I was doing more weight training. Now I focus more on calisthenics, just because I feel more defined and I feel stronger throughout my body.
100%. Yeah, that's just funny how you said the muscles. Like, I just learned that indirectly, because before the pandemic, this is 2019, in December, I signed up for the gym and all that, and I was going hard and I was great. But I again, angry kid back then, and I say kid, but it's only 3 years ago. And I was just deadlifting, bench pressing 2-3 hours a day minimum, eat as much protein and calories as you could get. And my muscles were filling in, but it was one of those, like, suddenly my traps were just enormous and my chest was like super small. And it was just and I was getting the power lifter gut. So I just kind of sat there, well, this defeats the purpose of what I was doing. Cause like when I was deadlifting, it was 350. I would do 10 reps on 10 sets.
Wow. I mean, that's elite. That's pretty impressive.
Well, and it was just one of those, I was trying to get like the lean physique. And then I realized now, if I'm looking back, I'm like, you idiot, you were powerlifting kind of thing.
And speaking of powerlifting, like if you're really out of shape and overweight, the fastest way to burn weight is by focusing more on weight training. So for example, when you lift light weights, I think on average you burn, if I remember it's correct, it's like 3.6, 3.7 calories per minute. If you go heavier.
Yeah, the heavier the more it burns.
Yeah, I think it's like double. I think it's like over 7 calories per minute you burn. So if you want to drop weight faster, like, yes, do it. And also, because your biggest muscle group is in your legs, focus on squats and stuff. You're also going to burn more calories because you're working out those bigger muscle groups. So go heavier and focus majority. So that's going to help you burn. If you're in shape and you feel good, then yeah, you should focus more on calisthenics and body weight exercises.
Oh, 100%. But yeah, back then I was just like the Hulk Rage Eternal. I didn't know where to put it, so I just needed something. But yeah, just looking back, I'm like, man, because I was trying to go for like the lean natural bodybuilder look. And I was like, oh, well, they lift heavy, they lift constantly. So I just got to go heavy, constant, focus on my chest and my core kind of thing. And yeah, now I'm thinking back, I'm like, dude, you're such a, no, just do your workout for like 40 minutes and then go home.
Yeah. A lot of guys spend, well, the thing is, people come, like I used to spend like an hour at the gym every day. And then I realized I'm like, playing on my cell phone. I'm taking 2 minutes between sets, like I'm wasting a lot of time. So now I can get better workouts in 20 to 30 minutes than I used to get in an hour. So what I do is, for example, let's say if I'm working my chest and my triceps, I'll do bench press. No, I'm sorry, if I'll do my chest and my biceps. So I'll do bench press and I'll go do curls and I'll go back. I don't take a break between sets. I work one muscle group, I go to another. Let's say if I do my back and my triceps, I'll do pull-ups and I'll go do some dips nonstop. So while I'm working one muscle group, another one recovers, and back and forth, back and forth. So you can get a killer workout session in 20 minutes to half an hour. It's going to burn more calories, it's going to get you in better shapes. And if you would spend 1 to 2 hours checking your cell phone, you're not as focused, you're taking breaks. Yeah, so that's a lot of time can be saved in the gym just simply by doing that, going from one muscle group to another.
So the only reason I'm laughing, and any of the ladies listening in, I'm not talking too much shit. I just was literally, because I was that crazy fiend. So you did what you did for like 20, 30 minutes for your whole set, right?
Oh yeah. I can get a full blown workout effective, and I actually feel exhausted afterwards in less than half an hour because I go nonstop.
So I was the lunatic who did 2 hours nonstop, kind of thing, exactly what you were doing for 20 minutes. But so I'm in the groove and I'm going and I'm doing like this arm rotation bike thing for just as hard and as fast as I could go. Again, nothing against her, and it just might have been one of those. I came in at a wrong time, but this overweight gal came in to get to the gym and she was getting her work on. But she took a photo of herself, and it was just one of those. It was funny, me in the corner, because I could see it peripheral. We just see this kind of thing going. So she somehow managed to Photoshop me out and slendered up her body to look like she's been working out. And then I never said anything to her, and I'm like, well, if you needed to look good, you might as well just go home and Photoshop that. The whole point of the gym is to make sure you could look like that. But I'm like, and then I get up and I'm like, I need protein. I'm gonna go lift some curls instead. But yeah, I was just sat there, how you said, just getting on your phone. I saw that so much. People would just come in, take their photo, and just sit on the weight room and just be like,
oh, it's crazy. I literally think cell phone should be banned at the gym.
Or the only time you're allowed to use it is to switch your music.
The gym I go to gets crazy packed between hours, between 4 and 6 p.m., 4 and 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's you want to get and you want to get in, you want to get out. You don't want to spend 2 hours. You get there, you want to do something, and you just have somebody sitting there for 5 minutes on the same machine instead of playing on their cell phone.
This one person, I actually, because the reason how I did 2 hours is I would do 30 minutes of stair steppers, a 40-minute workout, then another 30 minutes of stair steppers at the end, or whatever cardio I want to do. And this one person from the 2 hours I was there never left the it's the little personal trainer box, but you're allowed to use the equipment kind of thing, but you need to leave the box. Never left the box for 2 hours. Never lifted a damn weight. And I'm just sitting here going, there should be a rule for this kind of thing. If you're just going to waste time and space, you might as well just be like, sir, just get out.
Yeah, and I still play on my cell phone sometimes, but the thing is, since I started my new routine, and keep in mind, when I say 20 to 30 minutes, it's not one rule set for all. I'm at a point in my life where I'm pretty happy with my physique. I want to maybe improve it somewhat, but if my goal was to really get bulky and add a lot of mass, that would not be effective as much. But because I kind of want to stay where I am, maybe improve, get a little bit leaner, 20 to 30 minutes. But now, if you really want to bodybuild and you want to add strength, you probably have to spend more than an hour doing the same thing. But for an average person who wants to stay in similar shape and improve a bit, 20 to 30 minutes is going to be more efficient. So I just want to kind of make sure I make that clear.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And especially the body weight workouts at home. There's plenty of programs online for extremely cheap. I just pick them up. And for me, in 3 weeks, I've done my routine. My confidence has gone through the roof. I used to be the super shy guy that would other than podcasting, I really wouldn't talk to people. And now I'm just going up to random people and just chatting away. Just also a little bit of a scientist to me. Okay, if I talk about this, what happens? Oh, okay, we go over here, then it gets awkward. We better stop, kind of thing.
Social experimenting sounds
pretty much.
That's awesome. And that's the best way to build confidence is by talking to random strangers. We tend to be so in our own box. We can't talk to people, especially now on their cell phones. It's you want to go meet somebody and they're glued to their cell phone, and you almost feel I don't want to be rude about it. And everybody, like now, anybody when somebody feels uncomfortable socially, they pull out their cell phone. So I mean, like one of the best ways to build confidence. Yes, you want to look good at this, you want to feel good, but you also want to go talk to random strangers, people you never met before.
Well, how I started off is actually, I think one of my guests gave me the recommendation. Trying to think. Yeah. Or I just started doing it too. He's like, if you go to your local coffee shop, your usual routine, and you see the same barista every day, he's like, high chance they remember you, but not as much as you remember them. But if you start talking to them, they'll remember you. And then you don't have to say your order and they'll just do it anyways. Kind of thing. So I did. I go to this one coffee shop. I love it. It's so I just start talking to barista, and then suddenly we got talking. Come to realize we're both D&D nerds, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" And she's like, "I have a boyfriend." Damn it, that was my next question. Do you want to go on a date? So
yeah, I remember speaking of like Starbucks. So when I usually go to, it's weird. Like everybody in there knows my name. Everybody's like, "Oh, hey Max, hey Max." And I remember one girl. Like there's this girl. She's really pretty. I've been attracted to her for a while, so I finally asked her out, and I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing later?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm going to dinner with my boyfriend." I'm like, "Okay." And the funny thing is that she was really she's like always really flirtatious with me. She's like always, "Oh, hey Max," like you could tell by her body language, she was into me. Then I asked her out. Well, I didn't actually ask her out. I asked her what she was doing. Later today, she's like, "I'll have plans with my boyfriend."
Same thing. I get so many mixed signals, and that's where now I just assume if a woman's confident is flirting with me, they have a husband or is dating someone. Because it's like every time I've talked to a woman who's very confident, willing to talk to me, it's usually they have a boyfriend or a husband, or there's that flip coin, that like 45% chance that they're a lesbian or bisexual, and I'm like, damn it. Because in college, I would dress. Well, we did like theater, so like dressing pretty, you'd get made fun of, even though like everyone of the LGBTQA plus, whatever the acronyms are now, was there because it's theater. And I was like the only straight guy that had a kind of like a cowboy attitude, and it was just funny. The straight girls, single, timid, or that's why I always say they're like this, and like a man looks at him like. And run away. Yeah, the lesbians, the bisexuals, the men, they're like, "Josh." I'm like, "Hello." And one of the guys is like in the corner. I'm like, "Your nipples are really hard, by the way." and that's where then like they're all like, "Oh, you're great. You should get a girlfriend, this and that." And they're like, "Oh, you should like date." We'll call her Ashley. I don't even remember her name. I said, "Oh, I just tried to talk to her, and she like freaked out, almost crapped herself, and ran away." And they're like, "Josh, did you remember the spy?" I'm like, "Yes." It was a joke smile for them. They're like, "Yeah, smiling makes everything better." And I'm like, she still ran away.
Well, it does. It's true. You can approach somebody. You don't want to approach somebody with a grin. You want to have a nice smile.
Yeah, you don't want to have
you're up.
You go. Yeah, you don't want to have the resting bitch face like me. Kind of thing that really scares people, like something's going wrong with him. But yeah, that was just the biggest one, because then in the college, that is where they're like, "Oh, it might just be your presence. It's one of those, you got to work on your inner self." And I'm gonna get up, be like, "Blah, whatever, blah. I'm gonna go over here," kind of thing. Now I realize what they're saying. I was just too ignorant to hear it. But so let's go into that for you, because that is a type of style, is the energy you bring to the table. How would you help someone with that?
Well, it's all about confidence. Like I said, many clients come to me, they don't feel good in their own skin. So you help the style, but I'm like, how do you feel every day? Because if you don't feel good, that's going to impact your energy. You're going to be on a low vibration. So like you have to, I was like, let's focus on your, like your health, your fitness, your diet first. So you do want to be outgoing. You want to smile. You want to have an open body language. You don't want to be closed off. Because, for example, it's like in public, like a girl might like you, but if you're closed off and you don't look very open, your energy, so she might not want to talk to you. So it's important definitely to focus on, to be open, like to have an outgoing energy, to be positive, to be upbeat. Because that's also, like I said earlier, closing is really a Band-Aid. That's all it is, a Band-Aid. So your energy, how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, how you introduce yourself, that's going to be just as important, if not important, probably more important than your style and how you dress.
Interesting. No, well, again, it's one of those, I picked this up through time, but yeah, this is one of those, I wish I knew this when I was younger, especially with the flirtatious ladies that are usually dating someone and you're like, how am I supposed to take this kind of thing? But yeah, that is confidence. It's even the fake it till you make it in some circumstances, if done right, it's actually really effective too.
Yeah, and speaking of fake it how you make it, yeah, I mean, I don't always believe in it, but there's definitely a lot of truth behind it. I mean, like, for example, let's say like body language is a perfect example of, I mean, if I can think of a best example of fake it till you make it, body language, a lot of people are closed off, they're glued to their cell phone. So you push your shoulders back, you push your head back, and you have to basically do it until it becomes part of you, until it becomes natural.
Oh, 100%. It was funny.
And
you go.
So also, like dressing well at first, dressing well, like I might take a client out, show him a couple new outfits. At first, he's not going to feel comfortable because it's not who he is. He's not used to wearing clothes that looks good on him, that fits him well. So again, that's kind of faking it because to him it's not natural. But then after a while, he gets used to it.
And that's where in some circumstances it's actually really useful and it's helpful. But and then there's some where it's like, if your business is failing, it's like, it's doing great, you probably should stop faking it, kind of thing, and face the choir.
Yeah, definitely you have to. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of truth behind fake it so you make it in a lot of situations.
It is, sadly.
Yeah.
So, I'm loving this. I'm just curious because you're a busy guy today. How long do I got you for?
I have at least an hour, but I set an extra half an hour just in case.
Okay, good.
So we should be good. About 45 more minutes at the most.
Oh, awesome. Good to know, because I was going to say I'm going to start doing the wind down questions if necessary. So then, let's say for me personally, because I want to say you see the wardrobe, but not really what's in it. I have I had an old job where I had to wear white collar like shirts and not necessarily a suit, but more of like a professional overcoat. But like nowadays, it kind of seems weird to wear it when everyone's more just like a polo shirt. Would that be appropriate if it's more of like a fancy steak dinner, that kind of a setup?
A polo shirt?
No, like I'm like full on executive white shirts, like the collar with the overcoat and the jacket.
Oh, overcoat. So you mean like overcoat? Because overcoat usually means it's like a coat you wear overseas, or something like sports jacket, or something like blazer. Because usually when you say an overcoat, usually refers to. So when you wear a suit and it's cold outside, you want to have a coat. That's usually an overcoat. So am I understanding you correctly? I just want to clarify.
It would have been like a vest, and then the jacket, the suit over that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if you're going to a fancy steakhouse, you can dress up.
Okay.
You can dress up. Often, like a lot of my younger clients, to go out to the nightclub is like, what should I wear?
That's actually a really good question. What should they wear?
So I have some mostly clients, and what happens to them is they're not going to be wearing t-shirts and jeans, but at the same time, I was like, you can wear a suit, but avoid wearing the tie. Leave a couple of buttons and buttons, so you still look good. You're still wearing a suit.
It looks like you came out of a meeting kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, have nice cologne on, smell good, and have 2 to 3 buttons unbuttoned, but never wear a tie because you look all corporate, you look all professional, and nightclub is not the right atmosphere for that.
No, it's not.
Yep. So you can use their rich.
Yeah, make it seem like you're rich, but you're not. There's the problem, and then everyone's going to want you to buy them drinks too. It depends if you can keep up with that one too. That just reason I thought immediately said out loud and cut you off. Sorry for that. It was like I went to a surprise party for my sister Friday, and it was just one of those. Everyone was extremely casual, but I wasn't totally awkward out of place, but it was one of those. I had more of like a black Dickies, and then a very clean. I don't really wash it or use it. Blue jeans with some hiking shoes. So it was one of those. It was like I blended in, but it still was like everyone else was like the more fashionable casual. But the funny part is like to fake it till you make it. I only was there for like an hour and a half, and everyone got super drunk, and I'm still standing there like, guys, when I'm like 7, 8 shots in and 3 beers, like what's going on here? So it got to the point everyone was just like, whatever Josh has, it's amazing. And that felt great because I'm like, hey, I probably should get going. You're all gonna drink all the tequila kind of thing. But yeah, sorry, you go. You had an idea.
No. I was going to, something when you said that, something came across my mind, like the rule of thumb is, I like this, is you want to be better than everyone else, whether it's at work, it's at a party, you're going out today, you want to be slightly more dressed up, all put together, but you don't want to take it too far, which meaning because you're going to a bar, you don't want to be wearing a suit and a tie, unless, there's of course exceptions to every rule. If you're coming straight to work, let's say you work until 5:30 and you have a suit on, you go into like a bar or restaurant, that's only, but even then you can still take your tie off. So you never want to be too overdressed, but you don't want to be too underdressed either. Like I said, you want to look slightly better put together without looking like you put too much effort in. You never want to look like you're trying too hard. That's one thing I want to make sure of my clients. And everybody really is, you don't want to look like you're trying too hard, like you've spent hours preparing. You want to look good, polished, without looking like you spent hours. Yeah.
No, 100%. But like for me, like that surprise party, I just went and like I went to like surprise my sister because I work night shift, so she doesn't usually see me in the afternoon. So just out of principle. But and it's one of those, knowing my sister, she's fashionable, but it's like the trendy but casual. And I'm sitting here like a dude, like running high level equations, like what's going, okay, what am I supposed to wear kind of thing. And now I just realized, but yeah, kind of what you wore was enough. But it was just one of those, actually, I think it was one of the ladies. It also might have been one of those comments to make me feel better, to make her friend feel better. But she's like, you actually kind of look pretty good today. And I'm like, this is the first time we're meeting, but all right, sounds good.
You're like, yeah, how can you say you look pretty good today if you never, that's referring to, as she mentioned before, and she knows what she normally look like, then, that comment would be more appropriate. But if she never mentioned, hey, maybe there was a,
unless you've been watching me without telling me, then okay, there we go. I look good.
Yeah, now you look good.
But so then I'm just curious. Let's say, now this is just me getting a harebrained. What if, say, like someone wanted to do something different for a date instead of stereotypical bar or restaurant? They don't want to be the cliche. They go on like a picnic or a hike because no one really does that anymore. So it's unique. What would you recommend for that kind of an outfit?
So first thing, what I want to say is super important. A lot of guys who want to dress up, they want to look sharp, they put on a suit. They go out and they buy a suit, or they have a suit.
Okay.
Think, oh, now I look amazing. I look incredible. I'm wearing a suit. I look sharp. I feel confident. But if that suit is off the rack, it's not tailored, it doesn't fit them well, I can take the exact same guy, take him out of a suit and put him in a t-shirt and jeans that fit well, that look good, and he is going to look infinitely better than he ever would in suit if it's not tailored, if it doesn't fit him properly. It's common to see it like at a bar, at a nightclub, where you have a guy wearing a suit.
Was like the oversized, like Josh's shirt suit.
Yeah. Their pants are all backed up. Their shoes are horrible, and they think they're. Can I curse in your show?
Go for it. I don't fucking care.
Yeah. They think they're the shit. They think they're better than everybody else. Their shit doesn't stink. So they're wearing a suit. But really, like I said, because it was never tailored, so it's a rack. You take the same guy, you put him, even if he's not in the best of shapes, you put him in a well-fitting jeans, t-shirt, pair of sneakers, and he's going to look much, much, much better. So that being said, going back to your picnic, I would recommend wearing a nice pair of jeans, t-shirt, even a Henley. So I wouldn't dress up, because obviously if you're going to be sitting like on a blanket, you don't want to be too overly dressed. But like I would recommend like a nice Henley, a nice well-fitted t-shirt. Again, I prefer V-neck, usually a bit dressier, but crew-neck works as well, and a nice pair of jeans. Something. Or if still chilly, or it's a nice fall or spring day, I would recommend a sweater with a pair of jeans. Again, nothing too over the top, but it's not really about what you're wearing, but how you wear it.
Yeah. Seriously, there's some people, they have no fashion sense, but how they're so confident in what they're wearing. It's kind of like it somehow works, and I'm impressed, kind of thing. But yeah, if they put the same outfit on someone else and they don't have the same confidence with it, it's gonna fall like a rock.
No, I'm saying like it's not uncommon. Too many guys love to wear suit because I think it's unless the suit is fits you well, you're not gonna look good in a suit. It's simple as that. So long story short, if you can get a suit, get it tailored, take it. And matter of fact, many stores that sell suit, or you're gonna have an in-house tailor, they will tailor it. Now I have my own personal tailor. I mean, he doesn't work for me, but I have a guy who I go to.
Yeah, you got a guy you call.
Yeah, I know a guy. So yeah, I would go to him to get my work done. But last time I bought a suit, the store I bought it from, they were tailored. They did a really nice job. So make sure you get your suit altered, tailored to your body type. Make sure it's not baggy. Make sure the pants are not rolled up on and make sure you get shoes that look good and not some random clunky slip-ons that make you look like you're too late to tie.
Obviously, you could have the awesome tailored suit, the cut shirt and vest and all that, and it fits you well and sharp. And then you're wearing like Air Jordans, and they're going to be like, "What?"
Oh yeah.
Not knocking Air Jordans, but that makes no sense with a suit or a tie. I've seen that. That's why I'm saying it. It's just funny.
No, but shoes can make or break an outfit.
Real quick, yep.
Real quick. Oh my God, real quick. That's why I recommend. Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, so many guys wear their sports sneakers everywhere, no matter whether they can be wearing a polo, chinos. Don't wear it. Like I said, the athletic sneakers only belong in two places: outside when you're running, or in the gym.
100%.
Other than that,
So actually, it came to mind because I noticed it on the floor next to me is hats. What would you recommend for hats in circumstances?
Hats. Are you talking about baseball caps? Are we talking about like warm caps when it's cold outside?
Baseball caps, but also like those British Porter. Ooh, I just hit my table. This guy, too.
That takes confidence.
To wear that one?
And it takes personal style. Yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad hat, but I'm saying you got to do this confidence. You can pull off anything as confidence. When I was younger, before I was less stylish, I had a pretty good sense of style. But when I didn't care as much, I would wear baseball caps. But rule number one, no matter what kind of hat it is, never wear indoors. It's so common to see guys wear baseball caps indoors. Don't. As soon as you enter a building.
Yeah, same with sunglasses. Take them off too.
Take them off. Take them off. Rule number one. You don't look cool.
Ladies look like a douche.
A little bit. That's pretty much it. You don't want to be. But, like obviously if it's cold outside, you do want to be wearing a nice, beanie. I like beanies a lot. But normally I try to. The reason why I don't like to wear hats is because I get out of the shower, my hair doesn't fully dry when I put a hat on, and then my hair is a mess. So is that for the single reason I don't like wearing caps. I don't like wearing hats because I want my hair to look good. And as soon as I put the hat on, it ruins my hair.
Same. I get classic baseball cap hair like this right here, just gets all parted weird, and it's just like But
that's correct. But again, if you love wearing caps, baseball caps, hats, wear them by all means. Me personally, because I know what it does to my hair, and I want to look presentable and good all day long. I don't want my hair to be ruined by a baseball cap or a hat. So it's been a while since I wore a hat.
Well, yeah, I bought that. It was on sale somewhere, and I was just like, "Oh, I'll pick it up," kind of thing. But that's just one of those. Then ties into my comment earlier: sunglasses. Like, let's say a guy like me, you can see my frame. What would you recommend? Like Ray-Bans, aviators, kind of thing.
It depends on the facial structure, but normally the most popular ones I would say are the Cloudmasters, Ray-Bans, but aviators.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the other one? So ones that have Wayfarers. So those two. And again, you want to invest some money in your sunglasses. Don't buy some cheap ones.
You want to get the good stuff.
You want to get the good stuff for that for sure. And I recommend polarized because it's better for you. It protects your eyes more.
Yes. Yeah, I want to say I got these like gangster glasses here. I mainly wear them when I'm driving. I don't wear them anywhere else because it helps protect.
Yeah,
I want to say it's the thick side ones.
like a grandma would wear on
Yeah,
her
it's
dress
like the
to sun. Yeah, I mean, if you're driving, that's fine.
anywhere
But if
else
you're
it
trying to
makes
dress
no
up,
sense.
yeah. I mean, straight up, I'm not going to tell my client to wear it when I know for a fact in my heart, don't wear it. Don't
You're
wear those
screaming
sunglasses.
internally, don't do it.
Yeah, and of course, I got to keep my words careful. You don't want to offend somebody.
Right.
But I mean, you got to be straight up on it because my job is to make them look good and feel confident. That's my job. And if I know that's going to take, but then, some guys are so confident. Some guys are so confident that, no matter what they wear, they have this natural swag, about them that no matter what they wear, they still feel confident. But for a lot of men, that's not really the case.
No. Well, like your comment there, that the guy was saying had no fashion sense, but somehow pulled it off. He had those classic like cat riding a sloth on a rainbow comet in the Milky Way, and like the whole like tie-dyed blue and purple, and you're just sitting there and you're like, that makes no sense to look at, but it's kind of cool, like the concept of like all that. And then he was wearing like purple or like bright pink pants. None of it correlated to each other, and then he wore like Skechers.
And you know what? That's interesting. Like nowadays, people try to be different. They want to stand out, so they try to put those outfits together that make no sense. That basically screams for attention. For attention.
And the funny part is the dude, I knew him. That's why I was making fun of him. He does not like attention. As I'm like, why are you wearing that? Because like everyone's staring at you, and it's not for the reasons you want. Kind of thing.
Nope. And a lot of people, like a lot of people are looking for that. They wanted that. They want that attention. They want somebody because, to me, I mean, again, everybody's different, so I'm not going to say they're right or wrong. But I mean, to me, it's all about minimalism and to look good. Simple. Without you want to look sharp, you want to look good, you want to feel confident, without looking like you spent hours and you've tried so hard to look your best. Because you can tell some guys. Now, I really pay attention to like I evaluate guys. Like I would pick their outfit apart, and I'm like, oh, that guy is trying really hard. He wants attention, and it's not going to be the right type of attention.
No. So then the what just came to my mind with the comment of the pink purple pants, jewelry and bracelets. What's your stand on that?
I mean, there's nothing sexy about an empty wrist. I mean, it's just boring. Not to be conjured, I don't have earrings. I don't have chains, none. But I do have a couple nice pairs of watch. So if you have a nice watch, I know a lot of people wear Apple Watch. Nothing wrong with that. But I don't think there's anything classy.
There's nothing classy about it. Unless you got like the one that looks like it's a metal watch, totally different story. And I can buy that. But those are not cheap.
The mesh chain is called the mesh chain on Apple Watch. That looks decent, but I like simple, minimalistic, clean watch. And in my opinion, and again I say my opinion, they look better than Apple Watch anytime.
Oh, 100%. Like I went to the dollar store and I found this like big, like 45 millimeter, it like covered my whole wrist watch face. For me, it worked, but it was one of those though.
Really?
It actually, for some reason, big watches work on me because I have a bigger wrist than most, kind of thing.
You're a bigger guy, but it looks ridiculous. Like I have a small wrist. Like I'm not your skinny. I weigh like 140 pounds.
Because
there are guys.
Go.
Guys my size, smaller than me, wear those like 45, 46, 47 on that are actually bigger than your wrist.
It is.
That only tells me one thing. They don't watch for actual reasons. They only want attention.
Well, and the one I found, it was like $10. Even though it was a dollar store, that was $10. And it's
really?
It's weird.
I just realized
But so the battery is dead, but it looked cool. It had like a nice silver, but in a green background where it's classy, but it's not screaming attention kind of thing. I really should have taken it to a watch person because it was just one link off from fitting me correctly. Like those watch repairmen. And I just never did. And it broke and I got rid of it. Yeah, because I can never find a watch like that again.
Man, especially for $10.
Right, $10 when they're $10 to
Yeah.
like put a battery and repair the thing, or even $20. But yeah, I'll find something again. But yet everyone's like, "Oh, you got a Rolex and this and that." And I'm like,
Really?
"No, it's
And that's the
dollars.
thing.
This is dollar store."
And that's the thing, most people think, like, oh, you got to spend, like thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars on a Rolex, really. Most people don't understand watches. They don't specialize. So you can get a $40, $50 watch, even like a Timex, and most people can think, oh, that's a nice watch.
Oh yeah, get like $100 Chinese knockoff that looks exactly like Rolex, but instead of Rolex, it's Roll E kind of thing.
I personally would not recommend doing that. I don't like
For those who do know watches.
Yeah, I would not recommend that. I'd much rather get a Timex for $40 than a fake Rolex that almost looks identical to the Rolex. I'd much rather have Timex. I just don't like counterfeit clothes. I don't like counterfeit jewelry. To me, like it has to be real, or it feels off. It doesn't feel right.
100%. Yeah, that's one of those, like, for me, I'm just pulling up Timex. Oh yeah, that literally does look like a Rolex. That's crazy. Sorry.
Much you can't tell.
No, I'm just looking at it. I would just go, oh, Rolex. But yeah, that's just one of those, like, for me, I watched this one guy when I was just getting coffee and working on a paper. He came in with those like mala beads and like the Buddhist monk mala beads and this and that. And he had his like heavy everything, but it was like Western, just a regular t-shirt and blue jean shorts. And I'm sitting here going, you're going to need a different shirt with that, buddy. And I'm not fashionably inclined if you're going to wear that kind of an outfit.
Yeah. And everybody has different combinations, different styles. Yeah, so it could have worked for him.
No, it didn't. I'm going to be real honest. It did not work.
I wasn't there. So I have a hard time picturing it.
Let's say, those like the mala Buddhist monk beads that they like, the huge like half-inch marbles that go around the wrist.
Yeah, I think so. I think I might have seen it before.
Okay, so he wore like the biggest gauge you could get, which was an inch. And then he wore half-inch and then the small one. And then he had like a weird like rope he went around. And I'm just sitting there going, are you some like weird like assassin ninja trying to look normal, but you can't take off your jewelry? Because this makes no sense.
Yeah, it's, I don't get it. There's stuff I see on a daily basis. And especially because like I really pay attention to this kind of stuff. I really do. I love just like, going to like coffee shop and picking people apart, like basically like with my eyes, like from the shoes. I like to start from the ground up. So I'll pay attention to the shoes first, then the pants they're wearing, then a top, short t-shirt, whatever, like a jacket, from the ground up, and just like to see it. Then I try to put the whole entire outfit together to kind of break it down. Like I just have fun. I have fun doing that.
You just sit in the coffee shop, or like for me, back in like 2017, 16, I had like a Disney pass. So me and my sister would go to Disneyland. We'd pay our $20 for parking, and being us introverts, we sit on a bench and just watch people's patterns. And then when I was one of those, if like we catch one person like overdressed and clearly out of place, like we had to go buy them like a churro kind of thing. Surprisingly, that happened way more than it should. And it was just one of those, I'm like, it was not even like something crazy like they dressed up like Donald Duck. It was like Donald Duck would seem normal in a sea of people compared to this person. And I'm like, so I was joking. I'm like, that person either has clearly no fashion sense at all, or has not left their house in like 5 years, and this is the first time they're leaving and they're grabbing their high school stuff, like, which was still tied to no fashion sense at all.
Yeah, probably a little bit above, but I would say fashion sense is no, fashion sense is the biggest one.
And it's like we're talking about earlier, that can make or break even just anything. So let's say hypothetically, I'm gonna host a big get together group thing. Not a party, more professional, like those masterminds kind of is. I don't like that word, but would that be more of a suit and tie, or would that be more of like the professional, like with the buttons you would recommend for them?
It really depends. So you also want to kind of, think of who is going to be there. If it's going to be a bunch of, executives who are always in a suit, wearing a tie, then yes, you want to go down. If it's a bit more casual, you might want to just wear a nice pair of chinos, maybe a pair of loafers, nice sports shorts, but blazer, sports jacket. So you kind of almost want to wear, because if for example, it's going to be a meeting mastermind, a bunch of executives, professional people who are always dressed up, wearing a suit, they're wearing a tie. You don't want to be the guy who wears jeans and a sweater or even a button up. So you kind of want to match that energy of the room for sure. You kind of want to think who's coming there. So you don't want to be underdressed, you want to be overdressed more than them, because they want to be. Now, for example, if you're going to be the person in charge and they're going to be looking up to you, and your audience, people who are going to be there to meet you, they're going to be, I'll say they're going to be wearing a suit and button up without a tie. Then you want to take it up a notch and you want to wear a tie.
Yeah.
But you just kind of want to consider who's going to be there. And you want to be similarly dressed if everybody's going to be on the same level.
100%. I learned that one the hard way. That's why I was laughing earlier. That's where it was like some life insurance meetup, multi-level marketing, welcome to the family meeting. And I didn't have a suit or tie at the time. So I found my most well-fitting polo shirt and black jeans and a nice pair of black shoes. And I was like, okay, that works. I stuck out like a sore thumb everywhere. And it was like immediately I walked into the room and everyone just went. So
that's what happens when one time I was going to a party. I didn't realize it was going to be like more upscale party. So I wore t-shirt, I wore something like it's just like a college party, who cares? Like a bunch of college students, how much saw I show up, and I'm like, oops, everybody's wearing like a blazer, pretty private. So I basically I went back home, like I was far away, and you can actually do that. You can take a sports jacket and you can put it over a t-shirt. So while I still was not part of everybody, I didn't stand out like a sore thumb. So notice that you know how to dress. I just didn't expect the occasion to be that preppy.
Yeah, I would say know your audience when you're going in. It's not just business. So okay, that's another one, because I've just learned that in general is sometimes maybe like this shirt, it doesn't look good by itself, but if I put a jacket over it, a light sorry, I just dropped my pen. A light over like a more of a wind jacket than anything else, and it looks tighter. Well, it looks better because it keeps everything in tight. That's just one I've noticed, like you said, with the get a sports jacket and come back.
Yeah. So when I say sports jacket, I meant clear, like it's like a blazer. So there's blazer and sports jacket. A lot of people confuse when I say sports jacket. They think like a windbreaker or just like casual. No. Like sports jacket, it's like a dress. It looks like almost like a suit jacket. So that's a sports jacket. Yeah, not like a windbreaker, not like a bomber jacket, like an actual like dressy. So like I said, I had a pair of dark jeans and a V-neck t-shirt when I got there. I was like, okay, I'm out of place. So I went back home and I put on a sports jacket. So you can actually do that casually. You can actually do that. And that actually looks pretty cool. If you're going to like a steakhouse, you have an important business meeting. I mean, if you probably don't want to do that, but you can actually look well put together by taking like a blazer or a sports jacket and putting it over top of well-fitted jeans and a t-shirt. And one thing, if you're going to do that, make sure you can't see logos sticking out. Yeah, and stuff.
Yeah, I was just looking it up. It's essentially like the athletic one I was talking about, or it looks like a suit, but it's not.
It's not. Yes, it's a little bit more casual. I mean, to this day, I have a hard time differentiating sports, because a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll put a suit jacket over top of sports shirt and stuff. But yeah, usually, like, unless you're a professional, it's really hard to tell the difference in sports jacket and a suit. I think it comes with like the fit and stuff, but the material is going to be fairly similar.
Yeah, for those who are not trained or see it all the time, they're not going to be like,
oh yeah, no.
It's like the Timex instead of a Rolex.
No. I mean, you're going to tell Timex way before you're going to be able to differentiate. Yeah, for an average guy who is not trained, who doesn't understand style, it's not gonna make any sense. But like I said, it's a little trick. You can do that. And speaking of that, going to a bar. I didn't want to think of this at the beginning, but yeah, going to a bar. Put on a nice pair of, you don't have to put a sweater or Hanley or sports shirt. Put a nice pair of dark wash jeans that fit you well. Put a nice pair of loafers, t-shirt, and throw a sports jacket. I think it's a perfect bar date outfit.
Yeah, pressure. It's casual but a little professional, but you're not trying to like stand out like a sore thumb either. Yeah, that's a good ratio.
It's perfect.
Awesome.
I mean, I would do it.
I want to say the next question, but it's, we talked about earlier, is how do you get the date? Even though you're all dressed up, how do you get it? But I would say we both had terrible luck with that. It sounds like.
I would tell a lot of girls. You see a girl, you talk to her.
Just talk to her
out. Yeah, and one thing I do recommend is, so now because of technology, we used to texting. Hey, what are you doing tonight? Are you busy? Pick up the phone and actually make the call. It's gonna show her you're confident beyond anything else. Because most of the guys, especially younger generation, they'll never have the balls to make that call. They're gonna text, or they're gonna hit them up on social media, Instagram, Facebook. Oh, hey, are you busy tonight? Like I said.
Yeah, because you don't know how they can interpret the words that you've sent, because there's thousands of ways to interpret it. Could be passive aggressive, could be creepy. You don't know what they're taking it as. But yeah, if you even a simple voice message, just like what you and me were chatting about before our call a while ago, just even that just shows like you're not trying to confuse them with messages, because we get bombarded with text. I like actually calling because no one does it. But now lately, like a lot of people are like, why are you calling me? This is really weird. No one does that anymore. I'm like, but that's why I'm calling you.
Oh yeah, I remember one time I was gonna meet up. We weren't really like dating, but she was kind of more a female friend. She knew somebody who I knew, so I called her. She's like, "Why are you calling me?" She's like, "Don't you know how to text?" I'm like, "Okay," but then I could tell she wasn't really that into me. So I mean, it should have actually been into me. So the girls who actually are actually into you, but even if they're not, you're still gonna stand out from. So for example, let's say like on the same night, maybe like weekend night. 5 different guys contact her. 4 of them are going to text. You're going to call. Who is going to stand out?
Yeah, who's she actually going to remember? Yeah, you should get I've talked to a lot of ladies on the show, and they said we get bombarded with hundreds of messages a day of horny men, essentially. I know that's where I concluded. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's even just a simple voice message. Because like my one coworker who got that weird breakup, but it wasn't his fault. Weird thing. Well, we know who's talking about. I was one thing because he was texting like a feed. I'm like, why don't you just send a voice message? It's a hell of a lot quicker. And you could clearly tell the person what you're thinking. Your voice gives a lot of cues. Yeah. And it was just one of those. He sat there and he's like, "What? You can do that?" I'm like, yeah, it's not just texting. There's video calls too, by the way.
I love video calls. And speaking of voice messages, so when I first started doing voice, so texting, but you won't get a point across. Unless it's a question, it's going to take you forever to get a point across. Now you can do a voice message, and when I first started doing this, I would leave like 2-minute voice messages, like blah, 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 this, that.
Oh yeah, you can way overdo it too.
People don't have that attention span anymore to listen to that. So get quick to the point. 30 seconds or less, so that's something important. Like girls do appreciate when you're like, when you don't be there in the bush and you just get your point across. Yeah. Because most people are going to listen to 2-minute voice message.
Yeah. The longest, my personal rule is like, if I need to give context, you have like 25 seconds, like 15 seconds to present the question. And then like, yeah, it shouldn't take more than like 60 seconds. If it goes over 60 seconds, just call them.
Exactly. Yeah, and if it's going to take you 60 seconds to leave a voice message, obviously try to text because nobody's going to read that either, because you're going to have like 5 paragraphs, let's say.
Seriously, that was me for the longest time. I would just I wanted to get as much information out as possible, so I sent a voice message. And like you said, it was like 2-3 minutes. And even I would do it to my family and my sister, like, Josh, can you just 40 seconds or less? I'm like, oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and dating more than once. I think if the girl is gonna like, if she likes it, she's not gonna mind listening to your voice. But it's coming down to professional, because I work with people, who are professionals, but they're also dating as well. If you're at work or you're in business, you don't want to leave at 2 minutes. Like that's when you want to be even more straight up. Like if a girl is really into you, then she wouldn't mind listening to your voice. But it's definitely more important if you're in the professional world and you're doing with your clients, with your boss, your coworkers. You really want to be down to a point and try to keep it under 30 seconds or 25 seconds.
Yeah, 100%.
Or less, like you said.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, I'm gonna tie that into something else I did, and then we'll get back to the 30 seconds less. For Valentine's Day, the Amir kid, I just said his name. Shit. He doesn't listen to this. He's young. But essentially, his girlfriend left him right before Valentine's Day, so it was one of those with like all this knowledge that we've been talking about. Essentially, this one girl I knew, she was the classic lady that bought this gorgeous dress for stimulus check off Amazon and just maybe wore it once when she got it and then put it in her like wardrobe or closet. So I told them like, hey, Valentine's Day, do you have any plans? And she's just like, no. So I'm like, you know what? Let's win-win deal. You got a stud here that will pay for everything and be nice, and he won't do anything frisky. And if he does, tell me and I will hurt him. And then secondly, I said, you get to wear that beautiful dress and the makeup you bought during the lockdowns and never knew if you're going to wear it again or not. So you get to look pretty and confident, have a great time on this guy's dime. And literally, she had no plans for Valentine's Day. And she's like, that's a really good offer. I'll do it.
Wow.
And it was just one of those that he like backed up. He's like, oh, bro, no, this and that. But I'm like, dude, I lined you up a day and I still can't do that for me. Kind of thing. But tying to the 30 seconds less, it was about a 40-second pitch. And it was just enough to get everything out, let her mull it over. And but for me personally, as I've had bad experiences with it, dating your coworker is dangerous.
I've done it before. Not a good idea. I have done it before. It might be okay while you're doing it, but if you break up, you have to see that person every single day. Yeah, it's not a good. I've tried it before, and it did not. Fortunately, she moved to another state.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you break up, let's say you have no plans of leaving that company, neither does she, and now you break up, boom. But we are humans. Like you're attracted to somebody, you can't help it.
Right.
So sometimes, it happens the best to us.
It really does. Yeah. And
gotta be very careful about it. And, be strategic.
Yeah, but you don't want to be like the creepy strategic where you planned out everything and they're going to be like, So honestly, this has been awesome. I don't want to keep you going because you said you had like another 30, 40 minutes. We've already done like 25. I got 3 going out questions for you.
All right.
Cool. So other than work, what have you been doing to keep yourself busy during these COVID lockdown times, which are soon ending? I need to change that question.
Other than work, I would say reading a lot. I've been reading a lot of books. One of my favorite hobbies. I've been focusing more on meditation and exercising. So to me, it's about my mind and my body. So I like to work out. I work out half an hour almost every single day. Socialize and just like mostly working. Like when I'm not working, like when I'm with my clients, I'm trying to do content, trying to do posts for my social media. So it's like constantly like even when I'm not working, I'm working. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I try to go on a date at least once a month.
Does it work out or do you get ghosted?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes no. It depends. I became really picky who I spend. Like now I just want to go out with anybody because I'm bored. Like now I was in a relationship that ended terribly, but I had a strong connection to this girl, and now like after, being with her, it's like my standards had increased significantly. And now it's like, I cannot go back to where I was. So now like where it used to be more about physical, now like I realized how important the actual connection is. When I was younger, it was more about physical. I was like, well, if she's really good looking, if I'm attracted to her, oh, good, I'll go out with her. But now I realize after being with that girl for almost a year, it made me realize how important the connection is. Yeah, she was gorgeous, great personality, but the connection was incredible.
Yeah, that's one for me too. I've noticed. I've had some hell of a stories off Tinder that I've gotten. One of them I got like catfished hardcore, but essentially, but that was the same for me. That's my last ex. I think that was 16 or 17. That's when I started security. Shoot, it's been that long since I've had a girl. Essentially, yeah, she was gorgeous. Nothing against it. I could tell by looking at her. She had a boob job, tummy tuck kind of thing. Yeah. And she was a mom. So it was like, okay, she wants to make herself look like pretty like she did before. She pretty to look at. Personality was beyond toxic. It was almost like I really should have thought about it kind of thing.
And you know what? I'm glad you brought this up because, you and I, I'm sure everybody who's listening to this is very ambitious that when I cheer. You do not want to have it be in a toxic relationship. It's going to impact your energy, how you think, everything. You do not want. You are much, and I know that people don't feel comfortable being single, but it is so crucial to be single rather than to be in a toxic relationship.
And
that impacts everything. I can't emphasize this enough. I would have to bet that you'd be better off looking bad, terrible, than being in a toxic relationship.
Being single the last like 5-6 years has been amazing. And it's funny, he sees it, the others don't. Like my air quote joke is like the fish are my girlfriend. I spoil the shit out of them with live plants and stuff, and it's like they're great. They love me. They look at me. They don't cheat on me with guys in Minnesota. It's great. So, yeah, that was how she broke it up, by the way. So she was a prolific pot smoker. So it was just one of those. I was like the edgy kid. I was like, "Ooh, weed. I'll do it with my girlfriend." She was intentionally experimenting like weed strains on me to see what would happen. So, and then, it was she would give me high doses once she figured out, oh, this one makes him really dopey and stupid and he doesn't remember. So she'd just dump her guts on me and I wouldn't remember. And that's where I realized I'm like, I technically was in altered state. It was fine. Kind of, no, it wasn't. But she flew all the way to Minnesota twice a week for this one guy.
What? That's crazy. What kind of
right? I'm like, that is sheer. I'm like, I just sat there and I finally figured out, and she told me, I'm like, dude, I can't be mad. That I'm impressed. How did you pull that off while still talking to me?
Commitment.
Right? I'm like, this is like some Hollywood movie shit that you don't think would actually happen, but damn, it happened.
What's the Vic? I mean, maybe driving, like where do you have to drive like an hour? But come on.
Well,
what's the Vic from California to Minnesota? That's like 3-hour flight probably.
3 to 5 hour flight, and it was easy if you did round trip $350 a shot.
Yes.
And I'm sitting here going like, I can't be mad because she was, like I said, she was visually a good looking girl. So a guy getting his hair cut by her would easily give her like $20 tip. So the money wasn't the problem, but it was just one of those like, wow. But yeah, how she ended the relationship, she had me a huge sack of weed and said, here, this should help you with your problems to cope over and get over me. I was just like, no, here, just take it. I'm good.
Yeah, you don't want to rely on drugs. And a lot of people use marijuana to cope, alcohol to cope with. There's nothing like exercising, taking care of yourself, feeling good.
And it also tied back to the style stuff because I used to smoke a lot and drink. I looked like I was 40 when I was 26. That's how bad I was smoking. Now I've pulled it together and say I'm better now. Like I had massive crow feet going and everything.
Yeah, and real quick before we disconnect. This is important. I talk a lot about grooming with my clients. Every guy I know, not many guys are comfortable with this, but skincare routine is crucial.
It is
because the girls like that's it. First impression. First impression is everything, and your face is the first impression. So it's important to take good care of it. Drink enough water. Wash your face. Wash a day with a quality face wash. In your morning shower, and if you take a shower at night before going to bed. every single morning, and even if it's not sunny outside, you want to use the SPF moisturizer. You must use SPF because sun is the number one aging factor.
Oh, 100%.
You want to have a good moisturizer. Yeah. And an eye cream, you don't have crow's, you don't have bags underneath your eyes. Nothing makes you look more tired than the bags underneath your eyes. And even if you don't get enough sleep, a good quality eye cream will solve that.
Yeah, I would say, like, I have a filter on Zoom, so you can't really see it, but I do have some black under my eyes. So
yeah, I can definitely recommend you some eye cream later, but yeah, that should be solved just in a week by using a quality eye cream. Yeah, but that's crucial. You want to put your best face forward,
100%.
And that's done by drinking less, smoking less. Smoking kills.
Oh, it does.
Your looks.
I want to say quick add on, then let's get back to your social media stuff. I was vaping when it was like still edgy and new, and it was just one of those. I was in college, so I leaned back, and we heard a huge rip, and I'm like, oh, it's just my shirt, and then suddenly it was hard for me to breathe, and that's words that I kind of like. A couple of the guys from the class, because it was so loud, even the teacher in the front heard me. So they dragged me over to the nurse. I apparently like somehow ripped without destroying my lungs. And it was just one of those that right there, I quit kind of thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's like, honey, your left lung is like it's exhaling wind more than is inhaling. I can hear that. So I'm fine now. I'm good. I don't touch anything anymore, and it healed. My body is amazing at healing. But yeah, ever since that, I'm like, it's not going to be a slow, agonizing death. It's going to be a quick and sudden one. I better stop this. But it was kind of find out. I talked to a doctor later. So in vapes, there's a lot of formaldehyde.
Again, I don't do vapes. I don't smoke. But from what I understand from my research, I know a lot of guys vape, and a lot of them do because it's healthier than smoking. It's actually been proven.
It's worse.
At this point, it's worse than smoking. It's worse.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying, hey, go back to smoking. That's not what I'm saying. But yeah, it's vaping is more harmful than smoking itself.
It really is. So kids, don't do drugs. And where can everyone get you, Maxim?
Okay, so the best place to reach me at is on my Instagram. I'm very active on there. I check it multiple times per day. It's Maxim, like the magazine, MAXIM 0428. And also my email, Maxim, MAXIM.Houston, like Houston, Texas, @hotmail.com. If you have any questions, if you want to work with me, if you need style update, suggestions, what to wear on a date, grooming, even health, feel free to reach out to me. And I do work with clients in person and over Zoom, WhatsApp video calls as well.
Awesome. All right. Have a wonderful and productive day.
You too. Hey, it was great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, congratulations. You made it to the end. You're an awesome person. Not many make it here. So, being the awesome person that you are, can you do me one more awesome favor? Can you rate and review this on whatever podcast services you're using? If you do it on Apple and you leave an actual written review, I have a thing on my website. I will take your written review and post it for all to see. Congratulations, you're permanently sealed on my site. Otherwise, I am trying to do YouTube more and live streaming. I will try to put as many of the YouTube links in the description of the show as I can. So give your boy some extra help over on YouTube. Watch my videos. I just mute it and change the channel, change the window or something. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for being awesome, and see you next time.